Hey bookworms, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. It's Sam and today I'm going to be doing my December wrap up. Happy New Year! As I'm filming this video, it's officially the 1st of January. I cannot believe we're in 2022 already. And we're filming the last wrap up of 2021. December wasn't my best month, not for reading but just personally because I was just not having a great time that month. I got really ill from cross-contaminated food and I was like ill for 4 days, and then I suffered really badly with insomnia, so I was constantly falling asleep in the day, and trying to read and do that just did not happen. So if you saw my December TBR, which I'll link below, I had about 6 books that I was going to read during December and I only got to read 2 of those. Other books I had already previously planned for reading vlogs, which you'll see in this video, and I will link these reading vlogs below. So I did have 2 DNFs this month. I had 1 2-star and then I had 4 4-stars. So it wasn't the best, but also wasn't the worst. I didn't get a 5-star this month. That's fine. I mean, last month I think I had like 5 5-stars, so maybe that month just took all of them. But we're going to jump straight into it with the first video that I did, which was Booktuber Chooses What I Read with Lexi Reads. I will link her channel below. I actually did my first collab and it was a lot of fun. She picked some really good prompts, but we'll start off with the first book that I picked to read for the one prompt she gave, and that was The Book Thief. I really enjoyed this book because it's historic fiction. I am obsessed with historic fiction. I love history, so this seemed perfect. But unfortunately I was about 200 pages in and I did DNF it. I really could not connect to the story. There's nothing really wrong with this book, it's just the point of view is told from death, and that was definitely a barrier. If you do want to know a bit more about why I DNF'd this book and some more detailed thoughts, then you could go and check out that vlog below. Like I said, I'll link it below. Not the best start to December, but it's fine. Sometimes you just gotta DNF book and move on, so that's what happened. Now for the same video I also read a book called The Snow Song. This was my 2-star read, so again check out that video if you want to know more details on why this was a 2-star read. But honestly I felt like the writing was good but the story just lacked. There was just something about the story that just was not entertaining, and I was just not having the best time reading it. Also, trigger warning, content warning, I always forget which one it is. There is sexual abuse in this book, which to be fair the author really should have put that in, that there was a warning for this. I feel like that's just so important for people to know going into something like this. Now I do see where the author was going with this story. It's a feminist fairy tale sort of story, and it's set in this village where this character stops speaking. She is said to marry the butcher if her love does not return by a certain time. That's pretty much it really. And I can't really say too much more about this book because honestly, like I said, it was a 2-star. It was okay, but I'm not going to remember the story, and I probably wouldn't recommend it. Although I will say that I saw some positive reviews for this as well, so it could just be me. Next up, we will go with. Next up is another book that I did for a reading vlog, my first reading vlog, and that was for Jade Gold. This is kind of like a last-minute decision. I got this book and I really want to read it and decided to do a reading vlog for it, and I'm super glad that I did. This is actually the favourite book that I read this month, and I'm not too sure if there's a sequel. People said that it's a standalone, but then I've heard someone say that there could possibly be a sequel because of the way it ended, and if there is, I'm definitely going to be picking it up. Story is so interesting from both characters' point of views. Like, they are both interested in their stories, like separately it's interesting, and then when they come together they're even more. And I was just hooked reading this book. It's got action, it's got drama, it's got romance, there's betrayal and twists, and honestly had such a great time reading this. I would highly recommend it. It's definitely one of those books that like I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much as I did. The only reason why I didn't give it a 5 stars is just because I'd have liked a tiny bit more action, I guess. I can't really fault this book. Like I said, I think I would liked a little bit more to the romance, and that was the main reason. Otherwise this book was absolutely amazing. It was brilliant. I'm hoping in a way there will be a sequel, because then I get to go back into this world. Again, if you want to know more about this book, then definitely go and check out that reading vlog that I will link below, so you get to know a bit more about this one. Next up is another reading vlog I did, which was my winter reading vlog where I read 2 books. So the first book that I read for that reading vlog was Baby, It's Cold Outside. This was another 4 stars. It actually could have it was almost a 3.5 stars, but then the twist happened that I was not expecting, and I like in romances when we get that twist and it's unexpected, and this book definitely gave that. It's so perfect to read during Christmas time, so I'm so glad that I picked it up and waited to read it in December. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the character, especially our main character, who is Nora. Really enjoyed her character. This book is spaced over 10 years, so she's supposed to be meeting this guy in Dublin in 10 years time, and they're both still single underneath this clock. And Nora decides when her mum ditched her for Christmas time that she's going to go to Dublin. She's got nothing to lose. But also in between that, we kind of get when she met the guy, Andrew. We get their emails in the 10 years, and we get all this other stuff. We even get how she met her friends. So this is a lot of fun. It's kind of been compared to Josie Silver's One Day in December. But I don't really think they're that similar. They're completely two different stories. It's just they're spaced over 10 years, I guess, is the comparison. But if you're looking for something to read that's still wintry vibes, then go for this one. But again, definitely would say that this is so perfect for December time. The next book I read during that reading vlog was The Holiday Swap. So this book I thought was going to be a 5 stars at first. It ended up being a 4-star. I remember just really getting into the story and enjoying it and feeling like all Christmassy at first. What I loved about this book was that the two sisters, the two twins, they swap places and live in each other's lives. I loved it. It was so entertaining. I love the whole concept of it. I love how the one character's got to get used to like running the bakery, and where everyone kind of knows everyone, and it's run pretty much by people knowing who you are because it's a family run business. And then the other sister has to kind of like pretend to be her twin, being a host on like a cooking TV show, and having this like co-host who is so set out to get her. And it's just hilarious and fun, entertaining. But why I did not give this book 5 stars was the romance. This is labelled as a romance, but I felt like the romance kind of lacked slightly. I wasn't that invested in the romances as much as I was invested in the main story of the two sisters switching like lives. The romances pretty much happen in a week, and I don't really like that. I would like it to be spaced out a bit more, to be more realistic, that you really like this person and have a bit more to the romance. And another reason is I would like a bit more Christmassy stuff in this book, like, you know, putting up a Christmas tree, or maybe going to a Christmas party, or going and buying a Christmas tree. Just those sort of things that you would expect from a Christmassy vibe book. And it didn't have those two things that could have bumped it up to a 5-star. But either way, I thought it was a brilliant book, and that's why I gave it 5 stars. Next up is a book that I read, which wasn't part of a reading vlog, but it was on my TBR list for this month, and that was Midnight in Everword. So again, this book was so perfect to read during winter time, and just had all the Christmassy vibes, and the setting was absolutely magical, because this book is honestly so magical and beautifully written. It's supposed to be a Christmas, It's supposed to be a Nutcracker retelling. I haven't actually ever seen anything to do with Nutcracker. I might have seen some of the movie Nutcracker in the 4 rounds, maybe. But this book honestly is so beautiful, and I think this is the author's first book as well. Her writing, the way she describes stuff, is just so magical, and it just pulls you into that world, and you kind of get just lost in it. There is, I think it's chapter 14, where our character goes to the other realm, and the way she describes the houses in that world, oh my god, it's just so beautifully told. So our character ends up going to this magical realm. I don't really know what I can say that isn't a spoiler. She ends up in this magical realm, and she starts to realise that the beauty of this world, you know, maybe that's exactly what it is. It's just beautiful. There's something more darker and sinister in this world that is not also, you know, fairy tale and magical. And our main character definitely learns that. One of the main things in this book is that our character loves to dance, and that's definitely a big part of this story. I did not expect to really enjoy this one as much as I did. And the ending as well, the ending actually kind of shocked me. I thought it was going to end a certain way, because I was like, oh okay, it's going to be that typical ending that you would assume, but that's not what we got. And I was actually really happy with the choice that they made for the ending, and I'm not sure if they're going to ever make a sequel for this. I don't think it needs it, but if they did, I can still see how that would work. Now, the reason why this did not get 5 stars is because, again, I would have liked a little bit more action in between, rather than, like, you know, the big action scene at the end. It'd been cool to have a bit more of that. And again, the romance, definitely would have liked a little bit more of the romance between our main character and the soldier. I'm so glad that I read it during December time. It feels like the right time to read it. And if you've read this book, guys, let me know what you thought, because I've seen a lot of people actually talking about this book on my Bookstagram, so I would like to know what everyone thought of it. If you haven't followed me on my Instagram, you definitely should, because you'll get early sneak peeks of reviews. And I'm going to share here the picture that I did for this one, because my partner actually helped me do that one, and it's so beautiful. So the final book this month was supposed to be my final read of the month, but ended up being a DNF, and that was Defy the Night. So if you guys saw my DNF video where I talk about all my DNF books of the year of 2021, I said I don't think I'm going to have any more DNF'd books this month. I jinxed it. I'm going to leave that video below so you guys can go and check that out, by the way. But now this one's part of the 2021 DNF books, because I did not DNF this book because I thought it was badly written and just bad in general. But I just really wasn't connecting with the story, and I was very bored. And that's not me putting this over, because there's a lot of people that love this book. I don't know if it's just I picked it up at the wrong time, and me being so tired is what made me kind of disconnect to the story. But yeah, I don't really have much I can say about this one. I got about 80 pages in, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, there was a point for 4 days where I just did not read. I just did not pick this book up. I was just not really wanting to, and I feel like that's kind of a sign that you're not really enjoying a book. And like I've said before, I read for fun. I'm not here to force myself through something that I'm hating or disliking and just not enjoying. And I realised that I'm really just not levitating towards picking this book up anymore. Like, I tried and I was just feeling like meh. So I chose to just DNF it and move on. And yeah, unfortunately that kind of sucks, because this does sound really good, but I feel like I'm kind of predicting what's going on already, and I'm just not interested in continuing it. But that's not me giving up on this author completely. I do have another book by this author, so I'm going to try that one at some point in the future, because it might just be this story in particular and not her writing or anything like that. Like I said, her writing's not bad, but that was my final DNF of that month, and of the year technically. It's the final DNF of 2021. So, like I said, it wasn't a bad reading month. I did get 4 stars, which I think is really good. And I had a great time. I had some books there that I really did enjoy. Like, I enjoyed all of them, which is why they got 4 stars. But out of all of them, Jade, Fire, Gold, Midnight and Everword were probably my favourites. And unfortunately, yeah, the 2 DNFs, that kind of sucks, because I would like to have no DNFs during December, but that didn't happen. Let me know if you've read any of these books, even the ones that I DNF'd, and let me know what you thought. Let me know in the comments if any of these were your favourites and if you read any of them in December time. But that is all from me. That is the last video for 2021. We are now in 2022 and I have so many new videos planned. So excited for this year. If you did enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe, it would mean the world to me, and turn on that notification bell so you get alerted to when I next upload. And until next time, bye!